Welcome to PlayBranson, the show where you get to know Branson's entertainers better. I'm your host, Chris Meyer, and today's episode is brought to you by iBranson.com. It's the place where you can plan your entire Branson vacation, lodging, shows, and attractions. So be sure to visit iBranson.com. Our guest today is Rachel Wallace, and she's with Dolly, Parton, Stampede. Now, you might have seen her play Skeeter there. Now, are you looking for who is playing in Branson tonight? And you're like, how do I figure that out? Well, guess what? You can now go to thevacationchannel.com and see Branson show and attraction schedules. Click on the schedule button in the top right-hand corner of the website. You know, as we approach Thanksgiving, I just want to say how thankful I am for our viewers, you, our entertainers, and attraction guests, and our production team. Without each of you, we couldn't do this. You know, it's been so great when I hear from you about how you love the show, so thank you for your support. Now it's time to make your reservations for Ozark Mountain Christmas. It has started and it goes through the first part of January. What a great time to be in Branson. Lights, Christmas shows, shopping. Now, if you've never been to Branson at Christmas time, you've got to come. Okay, folks, we'll be back in just a second with our guest from Dolly Parton's Stampede.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to the PlayBranson. On today's show, for the first time, I have Rachel Wallace. And Rachel, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
And so you play Skeeter primarily at Dolly Stampede.
I do.
Although you do a few other things. And we're going to talk about that show in just a minute here, folks. So hang tight. But we wanted you to take us way back. How did you get in the entertainment business?
That's a good question. Well, I started doing, church skits and stuff like that as a kid and realized that I really liked it and had a good time. So in high school, I got really into the theater department and started doing shows, which led to community theater shows, which then led to majoring in theater and music in college. And I ended up graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Theater and Music, and then came to Branson and started actually back in the day when King's Castle was Branson Variety Theater. So that was way back.
That's a long time ago.
Way back. I've been down here a while.
That's post or after Bobby Vinton.
Yes.
And before King's Castle. And I tell people the reason it was called Branson Variety Theater is because of the BVs.
Yes. Yeah, they just kept it and it works perfectly. And it was variety because they did a Broadway show. They did of course, they're still doing the Irish step dance show and things like that. And so I was in the Broadway show and I did that for a little bit. And then the next season I started out at Silver Dollar City and I was out there for about 16 seasons.
16?
Yeah.
That's a long time.
It was a very long time and it was a great time. I did a bunch of different things out there. I did the saloon show and I did Echo Hollow, both as a singer dancer and then the comedian down there. And then my favorite, of course, is the Dickens Christmas Carol. It was my favorite. I played Ghost of Christmas Present, and it was just a zany, fun character. And my husband, Dave Wallace, played Scrooge, so we got to work together in that venue. And then I've done a couple other things in town, too. I did Smoke on the Mountain, and we did Pancakes and PJs out on the Showboat Branson Bell. And then now I'm with Dolly Parton Stampede.
Yes. And so when you were in high school, did you say, hey, I want to do this professionally?
Yeah. I became obsessive about Broadway musicals. That was what really got me into it. And I did show choir and all that kind of stuff. And I spent a lot of time at the piano plunking songs out and learning songs and learning dances and stuff like that, with the dream of just being able to perform. And so I owe a lot to my high school theater teacher because she was really good about, encouraging us to pursue our interest and dreams as far as what part of theater we were interested in. And it was a really great experience.
Yeah. Now, the college you went to, is it in Joplin? Is that right?
It is. It's Missouri Southern State University. And I went there. It ended up being 5 years because I tacked on that music minor. It's always longer than you expect it to be. But yeah, I went there for 5 years, and I ended up with a major in theater and a minor in vocal music. So I spent a lot of time in studios, music studios, and on stage and stuff, rehearsing. And they were a very active department. We were doing 4 or 5 shows at a time. So it was a busy time.
Yeah. So when you're in college, are you sitting there going, when I'm done, I want to go to Branson?
I just really wanted to go where the work was, and Branson is such a great place because, my we're from Joplin, so we weren't too far from home, and there was just so many opportunities down here. And I'd grown up going to Silver Dollar City, so that was, an option that I wanted to pursue. And, there's just so many good opportunities, and you get to do different types of things, which was really cool. You can do, stage shows, variety shows, that kind of thing. And so it was definitely on my radar as a place to go. And here we are. And the nice thing about Branson is, you can kind of have a normal life here where you can have a home and pets and stuff, and you're not on the road, 6-7 months out of the year. So that was a definite draw to this area. Yeah.
And I love the stories, because I think on this show, we have really debunked that Branson is just old entertainers.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a lot of young entertainers, and you're an example of someone that came right out of college and now has made this your career.
Yeah. Yep. And you definitely can. And there's something for everybody, and there's roles that don't just cater to an older performer or a younger performer. It's just a definite age span, and that's exciting to be a place that draws from all age groups and not just, one or the other.
So I heard you say dance, I heard you say vocals, and then I heard you even talk about instruments. So of those, is there something that you lean to or is your favorite?
My favorite thing is comedy. Comedic acting is my very favorite thing. And then probably vocal music after that, and then dance quite a ways after that. I do enjoy it, but that was not something that I heavily focused on. But yeah, comedy is my favorite thing to do. I just love laughing, and I love to make people laugh.
And so are you doing that? Were you taking classes for that in college?
Not really. Our classes were focused mainly on dramatic acting, honestly. We rarely did comedies, and when we did, it was a musical. So it wasn't, the textbook comedic straight play, as they say, but we did, we goofed around and created our own stuff and just had a good time with it. But a lot of it was just being a smart aleck at home and being like, people are laughing, maybe that means something. Yeah. So yeah.
So how long have you been at Dolly Stampede now?
I started in 2021 at the beginning of the season, so this is my 4th season this year, and it's so much fun. And I'm an animal lover. I'm a huge animal lover. So that was a huge draw for that place. I was able to play with animals and get to perform. So that was check some boxes for me there.
Right. And so you're working a lot now because they have a lot of shows.
Yes. So. We do up to 5 shows a day. Typically that's at Christmas time because Christmas is just such an exciting, fun season, and it's packed full of things. But yeah, we typically we do 2 shows a day up to 5. So it is a busy place.
You're working hard. Okay.
Yep.
I think we're going to stop right here, folks, and we'll be back in just a second to talk more about Dolly Stampede. Hang tight.
Going to Branson for some relaxation and fun? You've got to stay with Branson's award-winning hotel family, Meyer Hotels. Meyer Hotels features 4 hotels in Branson with the best locations for your trip. Choose from brands you know and trust, like the Holiday Inn Express on Green Mountain Drive, the Best Western Centerpoint Inn, Comfort Inn at Thousand Hills, and the Comfort Inn and Suites. Enjoy refreshing indoor pools and hot tubs. Do you like free? How about a free hot breakfast each morning? Free vacation planning services, and of course, smiles are always free. Want even more value? Go to MeyerHospitality.com and join our e-club to save 15% off your next stay and check out incredible deals with our vacation packages. Call 1-877-FUN-STAY to book Branson's award-winning hotels or visit MeyerHospitality.com. It's your safe choice for award-winning lodging in Branson. MeyerHospitality.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to PlayBranson. We're here with Rachel Wallace, and she is from Dolly Stampede. And primarily plays Skeeter.
Yes, sir.
Now, some of us that have been know what Skeeter is, and of course, some of us know what Dolly Stampede is, but let's assume someone has never seen the show, they've never been in the building. Tell them what they're going to get.
Well, it is unlike any show you're going to see in Branson. It's primarily an equestrian show, so there's horses galore, and they really are the star of the show. But it's kind of a variety of things. There's singing, there's dancing, of course, there's the equestrian performers, trick riding, there is Roman Ride of Fire, which is extremely exciting. And, we do change it up at Christmas, which we're about to see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And so tell people about the role you play in that.
Well, I play Skeeter. I do need to mention, it is a dinner show, so you're going to get a 4-course feast on top of an amazing show. So we definitely have to hit on that, because it's also one of the stars of the show, honestly. But yeah, I play Skeeter. I'm the goofy comedy character in the show. I kind of come in and interrupt as many times as possible to kind of try and work my way into that show as much as I can.
So there is a pre-show as well. And it's my understanding, and you correct me if I'm wrong, we have something new in 2024.
That's correct.
Yeah, so tell people.
So the pre-show is all new this year, and it features our awesome trio, White River Wranglers. They're just great. They come out so much energy. They entertain, fun for all ages, and you get there early. They start about 15 minutes before the show begins, and it's nonstop fun, start to finish. And they make that time waiting to go in just a great time. And all new this year, we have an ice skating act coming in to our show, Elegance on Ice. It's beautiful. It's so much fun, and it's so interesting and unexpected that in this horse show, in this beautiful arena, suddenly we have ice dancers on top of everything else. So it's just icing on the cake of an already awesome night.
Well, and I think Dolly Stampede, especially at Christmas time, has probably become a tradition for a lot of people, because it's you totally change the show up from your regular season and make it much more Christmassy.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. We have, I believe, what is Branson's largest live nativity scene. We bring in all sorts of different animals. It's not just the horses. We have camels and goats and sheep and all these different things. And it's pretty mesmerizing, honestly, because it's such a wonderful, obviously, story and the meaning of Christmas. But to see it with so much grandeur it's really beautiful.
I definitely am going to say that the pre-show, going back to these three guys, live entertainment, was much better than the animated bear. So I'm just saying they made a huge improvement when they made that change. And I understand why they did. They had this animated bear, and it was really kind of about COVID, right? It was an animated bear, was it not?
COVID, I'm not sure if it was a bear. I remember
something.
People, I don't know. That was before me, and then, but COVID took its toll on a lot of us, but those guys are back, and they honestly, in my opinion, are better than ever. They're so fun, and they bring everybody in, and the kids get to participate, and it is fun.
And isn't it kind of like bluegrass?
It is bluegrass.
Bluegrass music, because these guys are experts at bluegrass.
Yes, they are, and they put their own spin on some non-bluegrass songs, which you don't think you could hear it that way, but there it is, and it's really fun.
Okay, because you get a meal.
Yes.
Let's talk about the meal you get.
The meal. Okay, so you do the famous creamy vegetable soup. That's everybody's favorite, and they do sell the mix in the gift shop, so you can get a hold of that afterwards. They do a roll. You have corn on the cob. You have a whole rotisserie chicken. And then new this year, we have home-style mashed potatoes and hickory smoked pulled pork on top of everything else. You have 2 dessert choices this year. So you have a apple turnover and then a coconut chocolate cake.
Ooh.
And then, of course, you get unlimited refills on Coke products and tea and coffee as well.
Yeah. Now, when I went, we didn't have the cake. We had the apple turnover.
That's brand new.
That's
this
new.
Year. Yes.
So, folks, you may have heard that here first on PlayBranson if you haven't been there. And I heard a rumor that they were going to maybe look at giving some options.
Yeah.
So here, folks, I got to just tell you this, and this is PlayBranson's secret tip for you. If you take that soup and you keep the soup, don't drink it all at the beginning, and you dip everything in the soup. It is amazing. Dip the bread in the soup, dip the chicken in the soup, dip everything in the soup. It's almost like, I consider it gravy. It's not really gravy, but it is good.
It works as gravy, though.
Yeah. I tell this to people when I'm sitting there, do this, and they're like, thank you.
Yep, that's a good tip.
Yeah. So besides playing Skeeter, sometimes you play other roles, right?
Yeah. I ride sometimes in the show, and I also dance and kind of run around backstage helping out and things like that. So it's a pretty busy. It's pretty much action, top to bottom. So
when you are riding a horse, did you know how to ride a horse before you started, or did you have to learn?
I did not. I had been on a trail ride when I was like 10 years old. So they taught me there on the job. I got to learn everything, as I was going, and it was awesome. We had good teachers, and I learned a new skill that I didn't expect to learn. So it was awesome. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. The show itself, you talked about all these different aspects, but you make it a competition. So talk about the competition.
So the second half of the show is all competition. And we divide the arena up, one side against the other side. And it's good fun. It's not, of course, there's no seriousness to it. It's all fun. But we have a flag race. We have a barrel race. We have little piggies that race each other. And you get to root for your side for the entire second half of the show. And it's really fun. And they keep track with medals. Each side gets medals, depending on who's winning at what time, it's just a fun way to keep track.
Yeah. I just think, it's competition, but it's not like serious competition.
No.
Because I also think it's when the MC comes out, he's really got to be watching, because it's whatever he says, and if he says something wrong, it's
that's a tough job. And they keep track, and then they know who's winning, and so they're on him. They're like, you called the wrong thing. So yeah.
So okay, you guys, let's talk a little bit about the times that you normally do the show and some of the other times where you don't. Tell people about that.
Okay, so normally we will do 2 shows a night. Let's just say that's an average week, and we do a 5:30 and an 8 o'clock show. They open doors to the arena about 15 minutes before the show. And then, like I said, 50 minutes before the show is when the pre-show starts. So you want to get there early so that you can find a seat and be there in time to enjoy the great bluegrass band. So 3 show days, it is a 3 o'clock, a 5:30, and an 8 o'clock. The rare occasions when we do 4 or 5 shows, it moves to a 12:30, 3, 5:30, 8. And then on a 5 show day, it's a 10 o'clock, 12:30, 3, 5:30, 8.
And that's pretty rare.
Whew.
That's pretty rare.
Pretty rare.
That doesn't happen very often, but it does happen some.
It does.
And you are going to January 4th.
Yes, I believe so.
2025, right at the day. So you guys have one of the longest running schedules in November, December. So folks, like you literally, I think every day they have shows. And sometimes a lot of shows will take a day or 2 off. Y'all ain't doing that.
Nope. We're at it every day, and so it gives you plenty of time, and we do say book early because the Christmas show is very, very popular. It fills up very quickly, and especially, again, the closer you get to Christmas, it's going to fill up even faster, so we do say book early. Yep.
I'm glad to hear you have Coke products now, because I'm a Diet Coke person.
We do.
They used to have
Coke
Pepsi for decades. They switched. Now, everybody's got their preferences, right?
Yeah.
But I'm glad you have Coke.
Yeah, we do.
Anyway, okay, folks, make this part of your Christmas tradition. Go see Dolly Stampede, and you can go. It's out on West 76 off the Strip. It's right past Fritz's on the right-hand side. Legends is over on the left, so it's on what we'd call the first part of the Strip, 76 Country Boulevard. So go check them out there, and we'll be back to wrap the show up in just a second.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. We've been talking to Rachel Wallace with Dolly Parton Stampede. Now, you can catch Dolly Parton Stampede every day through January 4th. Most days you'll find a show at 5:30 p.m. In their dates, you also can find shows at 12:30, 3, and 8, and maybe even occasional 10 o'clock show or somewhere around there. Be sure to go to thevacationchannel.com to get the latest show schedules. Now, if you need help planning your Branson vacation, be sure to also visit iBranson.com or call 877-ENTERTAIN, and you can find all the latest Branson information there. There's still time to plan before the end of the season. Now, you can always find PlayBranson episodes on social media, on Facebook, on YouTube. Be sure to like or subscribe to our YouTube channel at PlayBranson. You can also find us on thevacationchannel.com. This week, thank an entertainer. Show your support and go see some live entertainment. That's it for today. We'll see you next week here on PlayBranson.